Hi everybody, I'm Richard Stowe, and I want to thank Diane and David Bedell and others who took the time to organize this discussion this afternoon, and for inviting me. I also serve with Grasso, chair of the Connecticut Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board. I serve on that board too. Was appointed by the Republican minority leader Larry Cafaro last fall. I moved here from California in 2002 and lived, when I lived in Santa Barbara, I served as chair of the Santa Barbara Transportation Committee and also served as on a number of environmental boards, including ECOS, the Rail Trains at Stamford, beginning environmental group. I'm a little concerned about the talk. I'm supportive of the science and the discovery involved in the issues of climate change. But I am concerned about the channelization of the efforts behind that, because the petroleum, industrial, military prison plantation that we reside in has far more resources, they have the money and the lobbying power to manipulate the good work that we're doing in science and public advocacy. And so the issues we face are much, much more extreme than just climate change. We're talking about like a full environmental collapse. And when I say petroleum, industrial, military, prison, plantation, each one of those words are representative of, more than the word itself. So petroleum is really fossil fuels and nuclear energy combine. Industrialization now really represents the free trade effort to outsource manufacturing in China and Vietnam, lesser developed. They're no longer lesser developed. Countries as far away as you can get from the United States. We're still the biggest consumer. But just for example, at Whole Foods, you buy like California stir-fried veggies, the frozen veggies. You think, oh, that's really nice, that's friendly, California, hip, cool California. And then you look on the back of that plastic package frozen veggie item, and it says made in China. That really just flies in the face of their buy local campaign or grown locally campaign, where they talk about the importance of buying locally fresh vegetables. I think we really, this is really about like extreme conservation, and there are many ways to get there that aren't necessarily that don't necessarily at this point seem extreme, such as green roofs that Robin brought up. And we'll talk more, Ray and I will talk more about transportation, but let me just say this. You need to fight fire with fire, and the opponents, the people in the other department, are undertaking extreme measures now. So we are driving cars. Our greatest oil importer is Canada now. So more oil comes from Canada from the tar sands. That's an extremely toxic form of mining of petroleum. Now in the United States, we have natural gas delivered through the fracking process in 34 states. That people are actually turning on their tap water in their homes in areas adjacent to frack drilling, and they light a match and the faucet, the water, catches on fire. Either has an explosion or just catches on fire. Here in the east, in the Appalachian region, I'm sure you're all familiar with the mountaintop mining. These are really extreme things, extreme measures to provide sort of business as usual, what we're used to in terms of comfort from, heating our homes and, our daily consumer activities. This is much more than just climate change.
My name is Stephen Grasso. I'm very familiar with sound water, as I've been helping Diane organize the lectures for almost 10 years now. I'm a resident, live very close to here. I'm an architect by trade. I have my firm here in Stamford. Sustainability and the environment is something that I've always been very passionate about. I graduated with a degree in environmental design in 1988, went on to become an architect. I get to combine, putting up buildings with my passion of sustainability, which now has become very hip, which is good to see. It's always good to see the difference in the field of, in the building industry from even a couple of years. There's a lot to be happy about because it's changed dramatically, but there's a long way to go. And that's pretty much me. I didn't really prepare anything but that's it. We'd love to chat about it and be passionate about it. That's why I'm here.
Hi, my name is Art St. Armand, and I want to thank Sound Waters. They're always doing a great job. I've been on a lot of different functions, and everything is very, very professional, and they keep going no matter what. Even if it's a small group, large group, they're just there and always helping out and getting functions like this going. So thank you, Sound Waters. I'm a building analyst currently, BPI certified, and I work more in this administrative role right now. But I've been in construction over 40 years. Worked for Hobbs Construction, probably some of you might know who they are, in New Canaan. And weatherization certified, lead abatement professional. I jump on everything I can to get more knowledge about what's going on and how we can do things to, help this whole green movement. And that word is huge because I know when I look at it, there's a lot of greenwashing going on. So we have to be very careful about that. And I look for everything that's legitimate. And when I say that, like a LEED, I just love what they do. And Energy Star, MERS rating. But unfortunately, in the building field, there's still a lot of building going on that will never see LEED, that will never see any of those kind of things. So I've kind of made it my goal to get in there and see what I can do to help them achieve some kind of sustainability within their buildings. And the quick story was I walked into a project going on a couple of weeks ago in New Canaan where they were right in the middle of construction, and I actually turned the whole thing around. They're not going to be LEED certified, but they are going to get certified, and they are putting in a lot of new components that will follow the LEED guidelines. So even if you can't help them to get to a LEED certified thing or they can't afford it, I think we have an obligation to try to help building in general to get to a sustainable place. And we have to look outside of this LEED, Energy Star, and so on. We got to look for other ways because we're all looking for the same thing, to achieve sustainability in our communities, in the state and in the country, really. And like he said, it goes way beyond that. It really does. So that's